Hey guys, it's Spook here. So today I'm going to be doing my tier list for CSGO cheats, and a quick disclaimer that all these cheats, regardless if I have it or not, I'm going to be giving it a rating based on my personal experience and just things I've heard over the years, and as well as what I actually think of the cheat. Because a lot of people, especially people that has a following, they usually like to agree with the public, because if you say something against the public, you're probably going to receive a lot of backlash. So in this video, I just want to be as transparent as possible and hope that if you guys disagree with me, have a actual logical reason on why, and just kind of be civilized in the comments, because it's hard to have one of these conversations nowadays with every people just saying retard, zero IQ, and stuff like that when you disagree with them, because your opinions really can offend people nowadays. It's like their religion nowadays, basically. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first cheat we have is aimware. And aimware, I'm gonna give it a B tier. The rage bot is pretty bipolar. I mean, you have its moments, but for the most part, it's not doing that great. And the staff is pretty bad. Rarely checks your hardware ID and resets them. Actually, I'm gonna put it at a C, because not only it's the staff is bad, the loader is also really annoying and inconvenient for users when you have to re-download it every time you want to use it. The only good thing about it is the rage bot. It's actually pretty decent, and the optimization for FPS is pretty bad, so I'm gonna have to give it a C. So next up we have Aneria. So this cheat is an A tier. I mean, the legit bot is good. It's very well humanized, visuals are good, skin changer is good. I mean, there's very little to dislike about Aneria. It's a really good legit cheat, but the only reason it's not an S tier is because it has a pretty bad history of VAC detection. So yeah, that's the only reason why it's at an A tier. It's been caught multiple times in VAC waves in the past, so for that single reason alone, it's an A tier. So next up we have Novi Hacks. This is straight up E tier. This is kind of your average run-of-the-mill legit cheats that are for people that are down really bad. Quality is bad. I mean, there's just a lot of small issues that builds up that it's indescribable in words pretty much. So next we have Interium. So this is an amazing cheat for its price point. I mean, for the money that you're paying, you're getting things that cheats that are double, triple the price point don't even have. Like, there's Lua support, very good for legit, mediocre, lukewarm for rage cheating, very nice skin changer. I like the customization, a lot of customization actually, and overall very solid cheats, and it's good for movement too. Very popular movement cheat, and yeah, for the price, it's really hard to compete with something like this. So next up we have Game Sense. Now this cheat, I'm gonna put it as an S tier. Um, you know, everybody knows Game Sense, the reputation that I've built up over the years. Very good for legit. For HVH, and this is something I'm gonna talk separately right now for. HVH in 2021 is based on config, playstyle, and map knowledge. So cheat is only like 10 to 20, 30%. As long as you're a good HVH player, you know like all the blind spots, all the one ways, what you to do, what you should not do, when to double tap, when to hide shot, etc. You should be doing pretty good with any cheat as long as they're mediocre or decent nowadays. But the only reason Skeet is being S is because of the fact that it's never ever been detected before or caught in a VAC wave. Like it even managed to skip out of the VMT wave that every cheat got caught in. So that alone is very impressive, and to this day, that's why people still use Skeet on their main accounts with thousands of dollars of inventories, because they're confident that they're probably never going to get VAC banned in their life. So for that reason, Skeet takes the S tier. So next we have One Tap, and One Tap, this really comes back to what I was talking about earlier about the VAC detection and bans. I would give One Tap an S, because for HVH, it's on par, if not even better than Skeet in some cases, but as I said, it's heavily dependent on users, but it has been detected before, and I know that's feature detection, but still, people got banned, so yeah, that's that. And for legit, it's actually, from what I've heard, it's not that great, so for that reason, I'm going to be giving it an A tier, but otherwise, it's just excellent every other way for HVH, and the visuals are really good looking as well. So Ghostware, I actually don't even know what this is. I don't even know if it's a legit or HVH cheat. So next up we have Novaline Hook. So if you guys follow my channel closely, you would know that I use this cheat as my personal like main cheat for everything pretty much. It's decent for semi-rage, very good for legit, tons of customization. There's league support, so I'm gonna have to give it an S. Now, granted, it has been detected one time in the past, but that was when every cheat other than Skeet got detected in the VMT wave. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it an S tier, and it's decent for semi-rage too. Okay, we got Spirit Hacks. So I remember using this cheat back in 2019, and it was pretty good experience with it. I mean, it's super cheap. I remember this is a Russian cheat that was like $3 for a week or something like that, but I don't exactly remember the pricing, but I remember this cheat was really solid for the price. Very good legit cheat, so I'm gonna have to give it an A. Not really anything big issues with, and overall very solid legit cheat. Ooh, Project Infinity. This one have a lot of controversy behind it. Um, People call it a rat, people call it paste it, but I'm gonna base it off of my experience with it because I've used this in the past, right? So this cheat, man, I actually like the menu. Like, it's really clean. It's very rare to see a cheat with a white menu, and it's done well. Like, a lot of cheat attempted a white and clean menu, but they just don't do it right. So they actually did it pretty well. The menu is not too bad, but I feel like menu are really subjective on everyone's taste. So you could say I got a horrible taste or a good taste, but that's purely on your opinion. So I'm gonna give it a C. Now, I like the visuals. The visuals are fine. Miscellaneous is fine. Skin changer is actually very good. I like the skin changer. It's very time consuming to config, but you can make it as crazy as you want with every sticker at each condition as you want, every skin, every sticker, etc. Very customizable. Now, the biggest complaint with this cheat is number one, it has frame rate optimization issues, and number two, it's the aimbot. When you want to configure it for different weapons, you gotta like add every single gun. Like, that's just so sophisticated to make. Like, and every time you switch guns, your visuals can change depending on the config. So I'd rather them just add tabs next to aimbot for each gun instead of having to go to the weapon config and manually add every gun, because it's just very annoying and sophisticated for beginners, so it's not very user friendly. So that's the biggest problem with this cheat, but otherwise it's a C tier. Nothing that great, but it's not like the bottom of the barrel either. Okay, so next up we have Millionware. So I remember I got this cheat like 4 to 5 months ago, and one of the problem I've always had with this cheat was the aimbot, and I like the visuals. The animated cham is cool. It had a server region selector, which is nice because at the time I was like, I don't have a cheat that just have that built in, so that was pretty cool to experience. Very very good for movement, on par with Interium, if not better, according to some people. But for legit, the aimbot is just absolutely disastrous, and they could fix it. They honestly could. They have 4 months of time to fix it, but they chose not to, and instead they were upgrading their website, um, like migrating people, like roles and etc. It's just, I feel like they just didn't want to fix it. Like, at this point, I'd rather them just actually paste an aimbot off of unknown cheats, just so people can have an actual usable aimbot. Now, silent aim does work, but regular aimbot for rifle just didn't work really well. So, for that reason, I'm gonna give it a D. It's because they could fix it. I know they can. It's just they didn't want to put the work ethic in. And it's something this simple and they can't even fix it. It just proves to me that they're just like disrespectful to the customers. Like, that is just disrespectful to the people that pay for the cheat. So for that reason alone, I'm gonna have to give it a D. Okay, so now we have rat poison. So this cheat, I'm gonna have to give it an S. Never vac detected since the 4 years that it's been a thing. Very solid for a free cheat. That's the best part. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. And I've used it in the past on my main accounts with like thousands of dollars of inventory. So this is an S tier automatically. A lot of features, a lot of modules, and there's even a skin changer, which, like, that's just crazy and bonkers to me. Okay, next up we have Bameless. So this cheat, same situation as Aimware. Like, there's just these little problems that builds up, and for HVH, you have your moments, but for the most part, you're gonna have the downs. So I'm gonna have to give it a C. Actually, I'm gonna give it a D actually. Yeah, D tier. So next we have aim tux. Now aim tux, of course, this is a S tier because it's a cheat for Linux, which is pretty epic. So next we have Fanta. Now Fanta, I have a love-hate relationship with it because a lot of people like dump on it for its menu, pasted, etc. But I actually like Fanta for its aimbot. Like I love the aimbot in this cheat. This is probably till this day still my favorite cheat because of its aimbot. That's the only reason why I like it a lot, because of the aimbot. Because when you click it, um, it drags and then it shoots once it's able to hit their body. So that is very, very like it's like a new thing to me, which I've never experienced. So this type of mechanism of aimbot, I just like it a lot, but there was a lot of issues. For example, the skin changer was very annoying to use. Like, I'd rather stick with the default skins. And number two, you're limited to 3 configs, which is like, what? 3? Like, really? And number four, this is the biggest one. It's have been detected multiple times, which is just unfortunate. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to give Fanta a C. I mean, it would be a B if they would not been detected so much, but this cheat is just a C. And speaking of Fanta, I remember back in 2018 when semi-raging was becoming a big thing, the two cheat that were kind of in the center of the spotlight in the semi-rage scene was Fanta and Novi Hook. And Novi Hook was kind of like the older brother that eventually became very successful and had his own company and making a lot of money. And Fanta is kind of like the guy that just dropped out and went to work at the local Wendy's. So that's kind of the situation with Fanta. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give Fanta a C. Actually, I'm gonna bump it up to B just because I have a lot of sympathy for it. So you know what? I'm gonna give Fanta a B. So next up we have Cartel Cheats. So this cheat, same thing as Novi Hacks. It's one of those cheap, legit cheats. I mean, it's just not recommended, low quality. And next we have Rat Poison. Oh, not Rat Poison, my bad. It's Fatality. So this cheat, back when it was getting updated, it was actually pretty good. But nowadays, not getting updates is overall not that good. The menu is pretty good though. So I actually like it, the menu. It's very unique, unlike other cheats. I'm gonna give it a D. The last three have paste in general. So paste in general, I mean, as long as your pace is not gonna get you vac banned, I think I'm gonna give it a D. But pace in general are usually the same. Like the aimbot's the same, visuals the same, menus the same. So I'm gonna give pace in general a D. If they are detected, probably a E. But yeah, that sums up my CS:GO tier list. So let me know if you have any like disagreements or anything you'd like to change, or what your personal opinions are. I know I didn't cover all the cheats, but this was the link that I was sent to by a viewer of mine to make this video. So that's pretty much it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.
Sleep over dorm shit, met her at the function, but I couldn't go function. Mobbing with my bros, had to get up on some grown shit. You ain't bought your paper, then don't call up on my phone, bitch.